So Vijay, partially by foot and later on by a truck ride, we reached India. Those days, it was a monsoon season, the huge epidemic of cholera. This caravan of thousands of bullock carts moving on these dirty, dusty roads with no hygienic water anywhere and nothing even to cook food. So these people will stop over in the way and whatever they will get, they will cook. And men and women did not know how to even go for the bathroom. So they would find a place where there are these sugarcane plants which are high, and they will cordon it with the young men with weapons so that Muslims don't attack them. And women and other people go and sort of, take the nature's call there. And a lot of people died in that cholera epidemic. In case when we reached by truck to Amritsar, there was a group of 6 who received us. They had brought fried peanuts and chanas and they distributed to everybody. And then they wanted to know where these people will go. We go finally to our old village. And in that village, we had our old cousins, same family Chattas. But they used to be our tenants of our farmland, whatever we left behind. The moment they thought we were coming, we'll reclaim it. They were very hostile. They did not want us to stay there. So finally from there, we went all the way to Karnal district near Delhi. And we stayed there for about a year or so. And at that time, they were finding out how to settle these people. People who came like this, they were called many names. They were called refugees. They were called Panagazirs.
Yeah.
And there was one more name. 3 names they were called. Parnarthi.
Yeah.
Sharnarthi.
Yeah.
Sharnarthi, Panagazir, and refugees. So if somebody say, well, who's that family? Well, that's a refugee family. Other will address them as Panagazir or whatever other names are. In any case, we stayed in a part of Karnal, and we turned out there was an old settled non-Sikh family with the last name of Chattha. They were nice to us. We stayed there and they gave some help to us. And finally we decided that Punjab is the place for us. We didn't want to stay in Karnal. So we had a relative who had connections to resettle people in exchange for their land there, give them a piece of land here. And there was a very bright Sikh ICS officer. This man was asked, he was called Commissioner Rehabilitation. He worked day and night and evolved a system that land has to be valued. The best land is, say, 1 rupee. The worst land, which has no water resources and is like a desert, is for only a quarter. So if your land in India, Pakistan was worth a rupee, and you get quarter, you get 4 times more land. So he devised the system. And but he did a remarkably good job. So one of our guys there, who was known to us from a distant relationship, he helped us to find a piece of land near Batala. So that's where we came from Karnal and settled there. It was about 1.5 miles from our
old village.
old village, and then we walked to school there.
Can you not hit the table because it's falling?
Okay. So we would go to Khalsa High School. I know my father and my uncle had gone to army job, and grandfather would take us to school every month to pay the tuition, and the rest of the time we'll go. And of course, we worked very hard. We had on those these lanterns with the diesel or whatever that's gasoline is. No electricity in those days. And
15, 16 boys grew up in the same home.
family. We go as a group
With
there.
all the cousins, It was a big joint family.
And grandfather was very keen for education. And some of us did very good, some of us did poor. But in general, there are only one or two people who are just doing farming. Everybody else has gone into other professions. So one of my cousin is still there with his children in our village. He has a tractor, but he himself was not very much educated. His wife is not
Only
very,
high school.
and there are many children. So we sort of help him whatever ways we can. My nephew does not live in village. So he lives in Chandigarh, does other business, but he goes to the village periodically.
Yes,
And
right.
Kuldeep's family, Diljit's family, they don't have anybody there anymore. So the village has now less members of our clan than the people who have come there to work for on our farm, the land and all that.
Did you ever get your land back that the tenants were on?
Well, our land is free.
From Chattha
we
village, old
no,
Chattha village.
oh, that land we were forced to sell to them.
Yeah.
Wait, the one in India? When you came
Yeah.
back to India, the land that your
Land in our old village. So they would not let us come and settle there.
So you had to sell that.
Yeah.
But we have to sell to them so that, you know.
And then whose land did you buy then?
We
Just
didn't
some,
buy.
All Muslims
we changed
exchange
the land.
of
Exchanged the
land.
land.
oh, you exchanged land with
So
some
in the
Muslim family.
village where were now used to live, it was a village occupied with the Muslims.
Right.
So they went to Pakistan, and we came from Pakistan. So we changed the land. They went somewhere there, but in place of that, this Rehabilitation Commission gave us the land in that village in lieu of our land in
You know,
Pakistan.
the Indian government set up a special department of rehabilitation. And that department worked with Pakistan government to evaluate the land which the Sikhs and Hindus left there, and these people evaluate the land which Muslims left here. So that's how they value and then they went according to what people want.
You have to
Supposing
show
they
it.
decided to settle near Ludhiana, they might have given some land to them in near Ludhiana which belonged to Muslims.
Muslims.
You know.
So we decided to stay close to our own old village due to my grandfather's, he was still alive.
Roots, yeah.
That's cool.
So